what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to another part of my F1 Manager 22 career mode. This is part number 9 today for the Canadian Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the previous one, then be sure to go check that one out before you see this one, because that involved the biggest crash I've ever seen on this game so far. It was spectacular. Sparks, carbon fiber out, and it brought out a safety car that allowed us to be quite dynamic with Guan Yu Zhou for once, and we actually, as one of you guys commented, for once, we actually gave him a great strategy, allowed him to use his very good, attacking and overtaking ability of 90 rated overtaking versus Bottas's 84. You know, it was that aggressive two-stop for Zhou, and he was able to get, I think, his best result of the season so far. Now, I've been away for a couple of days at Zandvoort. The Dutch Grand Prix was an epic weekend out there with Quadrin, so, yeah, I just need to actually recheck what even happened, because I've even forgotten, but Zhou got P7, I think his best result to date. Bottas P4, best of the rest. We beat a Red Bull of Sergio Perez who fell down, and we had to fight him for a bit, but but we were faced with a challenge. You know, Gasly in the AlphaTauri, that was the first time he turned up, so maybe from now on we'll be fighting the likes of Mercedes, Alpine, but our AlphaTauri and specifically Pierre Gasly getting into the middle of this fight potentially. But it was a big weekend for us last part, because Russell, with that crash, he DNF'd, and we were able to beat Hamilton with both our drivers, not just one, both of them. Zhou took the fight to Sir Lewis Hamilton, and so it means in the standings we're only 1 point off Mercedes, so this could be the episode where we retake P3 in the Constructors after a decent amount, and I'm feeling good about this. I think that episode really, I think we can hopefully put away what we've had in a couple of previous episodes with Zhou and go forwards, because he is a good driver, 79 rated. That is very good, respective and relative to other drivers around us in the midfield. We know Bottas, he was a Mercedes driver, so of course he's going to be performing very well and dragging the car of 87 rating. And, maybe to the difference of what you guys are thinking in the comments below, I do genuinely want Zhou, I want it to work out, at least for this season. I think season 2, we've got to look at our options, because we want to build this team up to be more than what it is right now, just fighting for P3 of the Constructors. And for that, you need 2, high 80 rated drivers, even maybe looking at, even higher than that to really build something. But for this season, I want Zhou to work out. I don't want to be looking at maybe getting a new driver in, too soonish and too rashly. And last episode maybe showed it. So, that was one race though. I want to get Zhou to have a good race at Canada here today, and then Britain. And if he can do that 3 races in a row where he's able to string together things, and we're able to give him a strategy that will allow him to show off that overtaking prowess, then, then we've got to, consider all our options. That includes Zhou staying on for the whole season, and we're, backing him for the rest of the season, basically. But at the moment, our board are happy with exceeding expectations. In terms of just rejogging my memory, to be honest, of what we've got going on. So we're designing a rear wing and side pods. Manufacturing, we've got nothing on the cards right now. So I'm actually going to look at my warehouse and check. So we have spares of the chassis, that's fine. Shares of the front wing. Spares of the front wing. Well, I mean, we have shares in the company as the, maybe not as the manager, but underfloor's all good. Suspension's all good. So we've got spares of everything we need. Engine-wise, I haven't really talked about this so far in this career mode, but I have been swapping out the engines in practice to quali in the race like they would in real life, just to try and keep the engines best we can. We had a small issue on this one with Zhou. I actually can't remember what that was for, but you can see we're on engine 2 now for him and engine 2 for Bottas, even though they note them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which could get confusing, but it's fine. We're fine. ERS, we're kind of, using that. I actually used the more worn out one, I think, in Monaco, was it? I think last time, 2 episodes ago, to try and, just keep them basically at a nice level, basically. But I think apart from that, we're all good in terms of manufacturing. We can't manufacture anything else. We don't need to in terms of spares. So we're kind of waiting on these car designs to be done for us to then move forwards. And this rear wing I'm excited for, because we made it a low drag rear wing, which hopefully could be used for, you know, Spa, Monza, maybe even Zandvoort. I don't know. I mean, Zandvoort, you need a bit of downforce, though. That's the only thing. So, yeah, we've got those in the works, basically. So that's quite exciting. The only thing to look into, maybe, is our staff, because we did finish the scouting for that technical chief some time ago, and our current technical chief is 70 rated. Now, the one we scouted, I believe, was the he was a free agent, and he was like 78, I want to say. Yeah, Simone Ricci, I think is the way you pronounce it. I'm horrible with names, though. You guys know that. But he's open to negotiation. His patience for negotiation is very high. 78 is massive, so I think we should go for him. I think we should go for a new technical chief. I would say he's so high rated compared to what we've got. We would be offering him a very long-term contract. He's 37 years old versus, I think, 47 for the next best man. So I think we'd be looking for a long-term contract. I think this guy could actually see us through at least 3 seasons, I would say. So quite a hefty one. In terms of what we'd offer him, let's look at what we're offering our current technical chief. So in terms of the contract, 1.7 million. It will cost us 3 million to break, but we've got the money for it, so we could actually go for it. I think we should, because that's a big player. That's a big thing for the entire team, to get a big technical guy in there who's 78 rated. So we'll go for 3 seasons. I'm going to give him the same salary as we've given the current guy, so we'll go all the way up to 1.8. Let's sweeten the deal. 1.8. Starting bonus, let's go with none. Cost the break contract, 3.1 million. We've got 12.6 million in the bank. Cost cap wise, I think we're fine. We're underspending a bit, I feel, compared to the top big teams around us. You know, we're still a midfield team, so our costs aren't really that high at the moment. So let's go for it. Let's offer him a contract, and let's see what he says. He comes back. Ooh, okay. He wants more than 3 seasons, and he was a bit miffed by that. So we can go back to negotiation. I'm going to go for 4 seasons then. He is, like I said, a long-term buy. And fair play. He is 78 rated. So let's go for a salary of 2.5 million. That is a lot, but that's over 1 year. So that's, you know, compared to the cost cap of 144, it's nothing. And to be fair, actually, I can't remember for the life of me if cost cap, I don't know. Actually, this is one of the things that I maybe need to read up on, even as someone who hopefully knows a lot about this sport. I actually can't remember if things like salary for staff come under the cost cap. I know driver salaries don't. They definitely don't right now, because there was a whole hubbub about should they or should they not. I don't think they should. But staff salary, I think they do, because you know, there were talks before of like Ferrari saying they would have to move personnel and staff away from the F1 project to other things in their company, because they simply couldn't fit them all under the cost cap. So I feel like staff members are included, but don't quote me on that. It's one of the things that I can't remember just from the off the top of my head, basically. But we'll offer him a contract anyway. I think 2.5 million is a good salary for him. He's happy with 4 seasons. Oh, okay. He's still not fine with that salary. He's still going to decline that. What are other people on? Actually, that might give us a good idea. 80 rated with Haas. What is he on? I don't know. Oh god, I don't even know. I won't be able to tell because I've not scouted them. I mean, he's still open to negotiations because he's a free agent, so maybe we just go for him. I mean, we don't have any kind of inkling of what they'd be on, so let's go for it again. I'm kind of scared, though. Now we'll scare him off. 3 million? Let's go for it. 3.2. 3.2. Surely, my man, you're going to accept 3.2. Please. Please. His morale is okay. His patience is only medium. I feel like 3.2 million. That's 700k more than I just offered him. Surely he's going to be happy with that. Please. 3rd time lucky. Come on, Simeone. Come on. Yes. 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 Let's go for it. Let's hire him. His patience is now minus. So if we cancel him, we're done. Here we go. Hire. Total cost will be 3.1 to break the contract, and then of course we start paying him then in the salary monthly. But let's break it, let's go for it, let's sign him. We have signed a new technical chief for the first time in this career. Let's go, mate, let's go. Welcome to the team. That feels good, actually. That's a big step in this career. 8 overall above what we had before. That is mega. That is mega. Like, all these stats overall are so much higher than our previous technical chief. So this is going to be a massive plus for any new parts we're designing and putting on the car, essentially. The next thing I would look at is race engineers. Bottas, to say he's doing better, he's only got a race engineer of 70, so we could actually go ahead and scout engineers. Who could we possibly nick? Like a rival? Like maybe Pierre Hamil? Maybe Pierre from AlphaTauri. I know he does the engineering for Pierre Gasly. To be honest, in real life, I've actually really liked him. He seems like a very nice bloke. The way he talks to Pierre is very encouraging. You know, doesn't get too harsh on him, and it's very inclusive. At least from what I've seen on team radio, of course. You know, it's very limited stuff. But I don't know. I have a good feeling about Pierre from AlphaTauri. So let's try. Let's do some scouting and let's see what's what with him. We got one more scout available. I think let's scout Ed, because he's also he's 77, really decent. You know, would match almost 78 who we've got with Joe at the moment. So okay, I'm quite happy with that. You know, ahead of the Grand Prix weekend, we've done some good work. We've signed a new technical chief. We're scouting race engineers actively, and we've gone through everything. Everything's calm, finances wise. In terms of projected for the finances, at the moment, we're on 93. So that's calm. Remaining cap is of 93, that is actually. So there's still a lot of breathing room to go. So with that, we're going into race preparations with the targets. We're going to go for qualifying position. And we're going to go with both drivers. I want to try and get them both into the top 10. May be difficult because Baku, it was a bit of a tough slog in qualifying. Canada obviously needs some good straight line speed, so maybe that's where we're lacking in that rear wing that we're designing. Could come in handy. Fast lap I won't go for. Qualifying streak, we're on 2 out of 3, so if we get this, we'll have some more cash in of about just over or just under 600k coming in. Practice 1 simulated, and Porsche is a wet one, and Porsche does perform very well, beating Joe narrowly in the Alfa Man, Bottas's car. P10-11 though, again, AlphaTauri, they genuinely look strong now with Tsunoda there as well, but it is Inter's weather, so we'll see. But Merck have also climbed a bit with Lewis beating Perez, but it's, you know, we can't read too much into practice times, of course. Right now, though, set of confidence, 59 with Porsche, only 32 with Joe, so that's a very good, that's a mega session from Porsche to get it to 59 already, so that maybe gives us something to go off in FP2 and FP3, which we'll take now when Bottas steps back into the car. But looks like there's going to be more rain, maybe, in practice 2, and then also in the race, but it's a cloudy race, so race will be all dry, but maybe rain might affect the rest of the practice sessions and qualifying. I guess we'll see, but yeah, Porsche, good baseline to go off of Bottas. And in practice, Ricciardo, it's a very wet one, I can confirm, in FP2. Heavy rain, but a lot of people out on Inters because we're all so stubborn, wanting to get our setups and everything, and Ricciardo goes cleanly off with a hairpin, maybe showing how wet it is and how lacking the intermediates are working there, and he stops out on track just in the exit. And, well, but that McLaren engineer really sums it up there. That was, yeah, not great for them. For us, we're continuing our program. We're nearly there at the setup confidence, but it keeps yo-yoing about to the wet conditions. But looks Joe's come back. What's his setup confidence? 59 only, so we're getting there. He's now reached where Porsche was, so I think we'll bring him back in now and do some tweaking. With Bottas, we'll find out soon enough. So 15 minutes to go. I'm calling Bottas in because now the rain is under the intermediate crossover. We're going to have to go to dry tyres. I think a lot of people will go to dry tyres at the end. We were, what was it, like just a small margin away, 2 clicks away from getting an update on his setup confidence. With Joe, I don't understand what has happened. He is just sat in the garage, and I don't know what has actually, I've missed what's happened to him. He was just running out, he was running out there fine, and he's come in and I can't seem to change his setup, and he just sat in the garage. I don't know whether he's got a car problem that has got him out. I'm not sure, but he's just now stuck inside for the remainder of this session, which is a little concerning. But yeah, I don't know what's happened there. 93% on the set of confidence for Bottas. That is what you want to see. He's doing very well. Top 3 there. Still baffled by what's happened with Joe. I don't know if it's like a little small glitch here and he's been stuck or whatever, but he's lost a lot of running and he's last place now because he hasn't even set a lap time now in the drive, so we don't even know what the pace is like, and he still needs work on his setup. So again, things out of even my control affecting Joe's weekend, which could affect his result now. I don't know. I'm hoping we can get his setup confidence up in FP3. We should be able to get it a decent margin up, but whether we get it to 93 like with Bottas remains to be seen. It's going to be difficult. That's, again, unfortunate. 80, that's decent. We can reconfigure that, but that's a very decent jump now from where we were. That's like 30% jumped up. 94 now with Bottas' tweak, so small percentage, although we just watched Joe make a mistake there, literally live as I was looking at Bottas there. So that's unfortunate, but he's got a new setup. Hopefully now that will be a step in the right direction for even further. I think with Bottas, that's his best I'm going to get right now in this session with only 20 minutes to go. So in the end, Bottas P6, Joe P13 though, which looks low, but if you look at the time gaps, it's so tight. So with that kind of 4/10 gap between Bottas and Joe's pace, you can see in the middle of that, we've got a lot more drivers fitting in there. You know, again, Gasly popping up, looking stronger, much stronger these days with AlphaTauri. The Mercs, obviously, Alpines, but now even Haas and McLaren and Norris and Magnussen are fitting in there. So I think we're seeing here is the AI now getting those upgrades, getting their own upgrades onto the car. As much as we talk about upgrading our cars, obviously the AI are doing that as well. And you're seeing that. It's becoming a tighter affair, which means that 4/10 gap is less of a luxury between our two drivers. So Joe, like in Baku, may have some fighting to do in the race, but he seemed pretty up for it at Azerbaijan. So let's hope he can be here around Montreal. But qualifying, you know, could turn the tides, and maybe Joe jumps up a bit in those sessions. So let's go now into Q1 and see. But overall, 94% setup confidence with Bottas, 87. Can't really ask for too much more. That's pretty damn solid, considering what we had in practice with the rain and also Joe not going out for a large part of FP2. Right, Bottas on his first flying lap then of Saturday's qualifying session. At the moment, track is evolving for sure, because I think the rain has definitely made the track rubber a little bit less, and then just generally, as you're on through the laps, as through on the session, things will get quicker. Joe also on a flyer, or actually on the outlap right now, but we'll get onto a flyer. But, you know, you can see Science 1.2, that's not going to be a representative time of Ferrari, I don't think. So maybe a second lap will be needed for a couple of people. I'm hoping we can just get through on one tyre, so that allows us to be a bit more dynamic in Q2 and Q3. And Bottas has gone up to P3. Joe is on his first flying right now, but Bottas very close to Gasly. We saw that in Azerbaijan, so I think that's, a realistic time that Bottas has done for our car, for our team. With Joe, green first sector, let's see what it's going to be by the end of the lap as we speed things up and then join him for the last chicane. Very, very close to the wall of champions, I must say, on the right-hand side. Joe across the line, and it's going to be P6. 4/10 off Bottas, kind of what we expect, but ahead of the likes of Ricardo, Russell, Sainz at the moment, but obviously people still setting times. Bit of traffic there with Lando Norris, and then Verstappen is in the pits. Hamilton hits some traffic. Verstappen in the pits, though, is an interesting one. So he's living a bit dangerously, I would say, here, with only just over 7 minutes to go in the session. And at the end of Q1, Verstappen does come in eventually with a time very close to Sainz. Sainz, I must say, he is looking very good right now in the Ferrari. You know, I think he took the lead of the championship, did he not? Last episode, he's very, very fine in the championship between these three drivers. So Sainz looking mega, though. That dynamic of inter-team battling with Ferrari is very strong in our career save right now. Joe, down to P13. We're, a bit closer to the bubble than he maybe liked. 2/10 there, but it's just genuinely because our rivals, the midfield, have been improving. They've been upgrading their car, and it shows. But for us, even with Bottas, Merc, 2/10 there, or 1/10 ahead, we need a bit of time to find in Q2 and Q3 for sure. And I think Gasly will be giving us a fight, like I said, like in Baku. But on to Q2 then, and hopefully both through into Q3. But it's going to be tough, I think. It genuinely, with Joe, to get him through. Let's hope he can, though. It's a bit overcast, though. Is there any rain involved? No rain, actually. So it just looks a bit overcast right now, but that's fine. Bottas with his first flyer of Q2. Let's see what kind of lap time's going to be. He's the first man on track here, so laying down a marker, but sometimes on this game I feel like that can be actually maybe the wrong thing to do, because you then put a slower lap time than others. So let's see, 1:13.4. I actually don't know how good that is. I literally just played Q1 but a moment ago, but I can't remember Well, the lap time's alright, but let's see. Ricciardo. Okay, if Ricciardo's beating us, yeah, then we've got problems there. So Bottas, going to have to go again. Joe, what is he going to do? 2 greens. Let's speed this up to the end of the lap. What is it going to be? A 1:13 something we're aiming for across the line. It's a 1:13.1. And Joe goes and beats Ricciardo. So Bottas will have to go again. As it stands then, with 2 minutes to go, we are, well, both in the drop zone. We're both in the drop zone. So we need some good laps from both our drivers here today, right now. They need to send it. It's a green first sector. Checkered flags fallen. Right now, we're P12 and 15. So this needs to be 2 big improvements for both our drivers to get through into Q3, just to keep pace up with our rivals Mercedes, but also just, you know, the qualifying targets and generally the race. But both Mercs there, Gasly, Alonso, Ocon, Magnussen, stiff competition. Both McLarens look like they're going to be knocked out because Norris narrowly doesn't make the cutoff there in P11. But here we go with Joe. Oh, yellow second sector. Bottas got no traffic. Joe, I don't know if he did or not. Yellow first sector, across the line. Will it be enough to get through into the top 10? No, it won't. Guan Yu Zhou will be out. Bottas across the line. He does get through. It's a massive lap from Bottas. What a lap for him to get up into P5. Narrowly just behind Lewis Hamilton. Devastation, though, from Guan Yu. Oh, P13. Well, it's going to have to be an overtaking show for Joe then tomorrow, for sure. That is frustrating. Driver eliminated. That's tough. That's tough to take. Bottas starting his first flying lap. It is quite overcast on this onboard there, but oh, there is some rain. Oh, no, there is some rain here. Oh, God. I waited a bit to send Bottas out. Hamilton's just set his lap time. That may be a very good lap time now, because everyone else is starting their opening laps. Verstappen in traffic. Gasly's 1.8 off because the rain has started to fall. Bottas is in the first sector of his flyer and the rain has started. So Hamilton could be a shock on for pole position, maybe, if the rain's really going to come down that stiffly here for the remainder of this qualifying session. I didn't look. I should have, because we knew there was rain in the air on today, but I thought, you know, we saw the last of it in FP3 potentially. But no, it is raining out there. Bottas, well, it still could be a pretty good lap here, because he at least got 1 and a bit sectors in bone-dry conditions. But as it stands right now, it's intermediate conditions. Over 1 millimeter of rainfall, which is inters now in this game. So, oh, what is this going to be? That looks like a very pedestrian last 2 corners there, I must say. What is Bottas going to do? I don't think he'll be quicker than Gasly. I think it'll just be 3rd place there. Bottas crossed the line, and oh my God. 3rd place. I mean, it still could be P3 on the road, because everyone is on dry tyres on a very damp track. Lewis Hamilton could just be on for a shock pole position in Canada. Yep, it's ropes. Look at that. Hamilton, the rain's going to stick with us for the rest of the session. I think Hamilton's just got pole position there. He has got pole. They're all going out on wet tyres. I don't think there's any point. There is no point in going on wets. We're just going to stay in the pits because they're not going to improve. So Hamilton will have pole position. Pierre Gasly now for Tauri is on the front row, and we should be on the 2nd row alongside the other Merc, because there's no way these guys are going to do a better lap time. They're 24 seconds off. Yes, they'll improve these laps, but they won't get near that 1:12.4 with Hamilton. Right, they're crossing the line. Let's see map views. Anyone going to bump Bottas down from P3? Verstappen comes in and oh no, sorry, that was Sainz, sorry. And he set a time that's 9 seconds off the pace with that new lap. So it's just, yeah, I don't know what we're doing. It's a howler. It's a howler for the top 10, but it's glory for this man, Lewis Hamilton, for the first time after a long while, is on pole position in a silver arrow. And it's at Canada. We have an interesting race tomorrow from P3. I'm hoping we could do some work potentially, but we're going to have some very fast cars behind us. Even the midfield's quick. Joe, the opposite direction. We're looking to go forwards and attack people ahead of us rather than looking back and defending. But Hamilton from P1, what could he do in the Merc? I mean, they clearly have improved in Russell P4 there. It's all to play for in tomorrow's Grand Prix. Strategy-wise, it looks like a one-stop, medium to hard, no rain forecast for this Sunday, remember, so that should check out. I think Bottas had a fantastic race with that last time at Azerbaijan. With Joe, even, you know, it's a one-stop either way. There is this two-stop here, but I don't know. You know, I would like to say let's go for it and maybe switch that to 2 mediums. Would that be a vibe, maybe, for Joe? I mean, I think with the overtaking, I think we just give it to him and try it. You know, 2 mediums. We go to go a bit longer and, you know, kind of separate them because we're at 55. So you want to say about 23 laps each stints on the mediums. Could that be a vibe for Joe? Potentially. I say we go for it. It worked in Baku. Obviously, the safety car helped us a lot. I will admit that. But, you know, let's use Joe's overtaking prowess. His skill that he's got of overtaking. Let's use that to good effect. Maybe that's the trick we've been missing as I, for 3 times in a row, don't update this in the correct way. Update strategy 3. There we go. We're going to go for that. We may as well use his stats of overtaking to good use. Maybe that's the problem we've had all season long so far, and we only just realised it in Baku.
It's bright and sunny as the drivers line up on the grid. And there's Valtteri Bottas. Starting in 3rd place, they're in a really good position for this race. And there's Joe, down the grid. They're starting in the bottom half of the grid today, so there's a lot of cars between them and the podium. The race start is mere seconds away. This is it. We're moments away now at the Canadian Grand Prix.
And what a front row that was. Hamilton versus Gasly. Bottas versus Russell off the line. And also Pierre Gasly. He's overtaken immediately by Russell. So the Mercs are looking very good, it would seem. We're going to move this up to attacking. I should have done that earlier, actually. Let's go full out attack, boys, on this start. Gasly's down to P3. Russell's overtaken Gasly. It's a 1-2 for the Silver Arrows here in Canada. Meanwhile, Joe, P12. He's got 1 position, I think that is, on Lando Norris there. So the 2 McLarens behind us in P13 and 14. Let's look at a replay of that because we missed that in the opening there. Into turns 2 on the outside. Good overtake from Guan Yu, and he's up the order versus Lando. Let's now go back to the action. Let's hopefully push away from the McLarens and start attacking the cars ahead. Can we even go for a move early doors on the Alpine, maybe? Let's find out. Into the hairpin, come on. Surely you got to go for it. You got to go for that dive on the attack mode. No, doesn't go for it. Bottas, meanwhile, having a look at Gasly. Let's move this down to aggressive. Let's go for overtake mode early on and see if we can get the AlphaTauri. The same for Guan Yu Zhou on that back straight versus the Alpine car because he's chasing after. Right, off the final bend. Bottas going for the move, and he's going to clear the AlphaTauri up into P3 of this Grand Prix. Good move from him. And Joe, ooh, close, but no cigar with the Alpine. Remains in P12, but good work from Bottas. And look at this. I mean, we're now within a 10th of Russell, and Hamilton is backing Russell into us. And so we could be part of the top 3 pack. Verstappen now is behind the sister team in P5. They're ahead, crucially, of Sainz, ahead of Leclerc, who's down in P8. So that's crucial and interesting for the top 3 championship fight. Oh, there's some action up ahead. Alonso maybe trying it on Magnussen. Meanwhile, we're watching on with Guan Yu Zhou. And Alonso goes for it up ahead. Oh, he got chopped off. Magnussen narrowly defending for P9 in the Haas. Meanwhile, Gasly unable to actually get... Verstappen unable to get Gasly on that lap. I thought he would have been flying past him. And clearly no calls there for this junior team to let by the more senior team. Meanwhile, Bottas just set the fast lap of the Grand Prix. He's gone quicker than the 2 Mercs on standard there. That is awesome. And now Russell goes for a move and he overtakes Lewis Hamilton. I haven't noticed it yet though, but Russell's on the soft, so of course he's overtaken him. He needs to for his race because now Russell needs to get away and build a gap on the soft compound attire to make use of that compound on this first stint. So now our fight is with Hamilton on the same compound attire. Could we get Hamilton here? Could we do it? Hamilton's coming back at Russell, though. Oh, it's going to be a close one. Into the last chicane. Oh, Hamilton squeezed out a bit, and Joe overtakes Ocon. Sorry, didn't catch that replay because we're now on board with Bottas right underneath the rear wing of Hamilton. Verstappen's now set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but he's still behind Gasly. And crucially, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez and Leclerc all on soft tyres. Are they going for a 2-stop maybe? They surely are, or maybe they're just stretching it to a 1 onto the hard tyres later. But Joe has got past Ocon. That's good. Next up, Magnussen. We're on full-out attack on these mediums because we know we're going to be pitting and making a guaranteed 2-stop with Joe versus Bottas. And now overtake mode here. DRS, I think, is open. Yes, it is. Magnussen making the move on Alonso. Alonso chops him off, though. We're going to go harvest here, actually, and just play a bit safe here, just to keep the battery up. And we'll let Magnussen and Alonso play around with each other. And we'll try and get stuck in if we can a little bit later. And Bottas is now ahead of Russell. We've missed it. When did this happen? What happened here? Russell was P1. Hamilton must have overtaken him into the final corner. And then under pressure, maybe feeling the tyre temps, Bottas cleanly round the outside for P2. It's the old teammates in 1-2, Hamilton, Bottas. Maybe the softs aren't the way to go. Maybe they're overheating or what. I don't know. But now let's push away from Russell if we can. And actually, let's attack and chase after Hamilton. And meanwhile, with Guan Yu Zhou, we're missing quite a bit here because there's just so much action. But he's now overtaking Magnussen. But this is the overtake on Alonso. So whilst we were watching Bottas getting a P2, this is Zhou. Ooh, lovely move on the outside of that left-hander, you know, to the inside. And then straight away, he gets on the back of Magnussen because we were watching that live. And he's overtaken him, but now he comes back at him. The two are side by side. Magnussen gets back down the inside. But let's use some more overtake mode maybe on this straight to get through. DRS pops open. We'll go on harvest, actually, because whilst we do this, we'll get ahead. There you go. And Bottas, oh my god, Bottas is overtaking Hamilton for the lead. What's going on? What's going on? He's overtaken. Okay, harvest. We've got no battery now. Joe overtakes Magnussen, finishes off the move. But whilst that was happening, I want to watch the replay of P1. What's going on here? It's all kicking off. I can't keep up with it as a commentator. Bottas has just got both Mercs. They're absolutely fumbling the bag. And Joe's now set the boss up for the Grand Prix. What is going on? This Alfa Romeo team is coming alive right now at Canada. At my favourite ever circuit in Formula 1. Even on a different F1 game, we're doing well at Canada. As it's all kicking off there. Sainz versus Gasly. I mean, this fight from P4 down to P8 is very juicy. Now Joe may catch them and get on the back of them. I can't believe this view. I can't believe this. Bottas leads the Canadian Grand Prix from Russell, Hamilton, Verstappen, Gasly's in P5, so he has been passed by Verstappen, but he's holding up now. Sainz, Perez and Leclerc. Leclerc right on the back of Perez, trying to get past. Joe, still with the fast up of the Grand Prix, is now looking to try and bridge the gap to Leclerc. I can't believe this, but what a top 10 we have here. And Verstappen versus Hamilton 2.0 could be happening here at Montreal. Russell, the lead Merc, is struggling maybe a bit more than Hamilton on those softs, and that's helping us. Oh, Alonso's overtaking Joe. Hamilton's overtaken Bottas. The dream was fleeting there for a moment, but the Alpines are now coming back at Joe. Just got an overtake there, but I'm kind of frustrated there's not been a replay of the action at the front there. But Bottas is now P2. I assume Hamilton just got him on DRS. To be fair, they were well within DRS, but we've now got DRS on Hamilton. We're closing back up. Verstappen's there, though, lurking, and Verstappen has now got Russell. So the Red Bull is in play versus us and the Mercs. But we're now got overtake mode. We were on harvest that entire time as Joe's overtaken Alonso. He's re-got him in the hairpin. Let's go back to Bottas, though. Verstappen's close by, but we're... Ooh, DRS is off because he's going for a move on Hamilton. He's going for a move on him. On the outside. Come on, can we do this? Lewis, is he going to defend hard? Bottas is through. He's just made another move for P1. Oh, you beautiful flying Finn, you beautiful bastard. Oh, we're loving it. Verstappen's in P2 now, though, so it's a double overtake there for Hamilton. Well, reverse overtake. He's been overtaken by two cars, but look at that on the outside. Gets the elbows out on his old teammate, and he's done it. I can't believe this. This is it's unbelievable. Right, we're defending with Bottas now. Using ERS to good use, like we did in Monaco. Knowing when to harvest and defend is very important when you're in the lead of a Grand Prix like this. We can probably push on fuel a bit because we've got a bit left. Oh no, there comes Verstappen though. He's so quick. We're harvesting in this part of the lap because we need it for the next straight, and Verstappen sends it down the inside, and that may be a nail in the coffin, but we'll go overtake mode now to come back at him. Surely we're the one with DRS here, right? I think we are. Oh, no. Oh, no. Verstappen got the detection point, so he pulls away, and that may be the end of our fight there, because Max may just pull off in the distance here, but we'll try and keep ahead of the Mercs if we can. If we can. It's going to be a big if, because they're right there. They're right there, and there comes Lewis. DRS open. Even with overtake mode, we can't do it, and he's round the outside. And we're down to P3. Fleeting moments fighting for P1. But you know what? Compared to the start of the season, this would be unheard of. So we're getting there. We're getting there with this car. We're getting there with understanding this game a bit. With overtake, defend, harvest, and everything like that. We're getting there. And Bottas will re-overtake Hamilton with DRS, with a bit of overtake mode, back into P2. I think we can frustrate the hell out of these Mercs. I think we could actually do Verstappen a solid favour in this championship, but more so just frustrate the Mercs and, you know, keep up our race by defending very well against them. Let's see on this straight. We're going to have DRS actually off Verstappen, maybe. So can we defend Hamilton? He's right up our gearbox, though. And actually, no, we don't have DRS. We're outside 1 second. So Hamilton may just get past here. We've got no ERS now. We used it all to defend this position, and that may just be a nail here through the final corners. We're on harvest mode. There goes Lewis. And maybe Russell might even join him maybe into turn 1. Russell's pass. Just no ERS there to defend that, unfortunately. Gonna have to harvest the rest of this lap. Although Bottas comes back at him a little bit on Russell. Can he keep P3? He's on the inside, you know.
Good work.
Oh, can he get him? Yes. He retakes Russell at least. That's good. That's good. Meanwhile, Guan Yu Zhou, he's got the Alpines in his mirrors, and there's a 4-second gap. So a bit of no man's land for Zhou ahead of the 2 Alpines today. But he's in the points. That's good. Bottas was attacking Hamilton, but instead Russell's now attacking him. We're on harvest because we need to save a decent chunk here. And we do actually through Sector 1. That's good. That's very good. Neutral now. Let's see if we can settle that. I want to settle down into a pattern with these guys and not just be overtaking and micromanaging each lap. Kind of like with Zhou, we're kind of just leaving him be on neutral and he's doing his thing. I want Bottas to get to that point. But the problem is he's in this DRS yo-yo with Hamilton as he re-overtakes Lewis up into P2. And the 2 swap positions once more. Lap 14, Hamilton on the inside. We're harvesting this entire time though. And we're actually putting up a very decent fight despite being on harvesting. So that's good. But we're down to P3. Verstappen fast up the Grand Prix now. 2.7 ahead. So he's pulling away. He's checking out this race. And the Ferrari's having a stinker, mate. Absolute stinker. Sainz and Leclerc, P7 and 8. And it's not even anything to blame. They're just down there. If they're quick enough, they'd overtake everyone like Verstappen. But they're not. They dominated Monaco. They were doing well in Baku, but they are having a shocker here today. And Bottas is back by Lewis Hamilton on harvest right now because I want to try and cheekily overtake him if we can whilst on harvest because that will be quite good. DRS will help us. There we go. DRS aided. That gets us by, and we're harvesting the entire time. So that is very, very good stuff. And now I really need Russell boy. Can you just please attack your teammate? Just get in a bit of a fight. And just let me have a bit of breathing room, please. Yellow flag, Sector 1. Zhou overtakes Ocon, so he's still battling Alonso and Ocon. This time it's the Frenchman in the lead now, the 2 Alpine cars. And, well, he's doing us a favour, to be fair, because Alpine are, you know, they could be quite rapid, actually. They have been quite quick at Baku, so they could be annoying the top guy. So Zhou's doing a good job there, and the team cheering him on to keeping that P9 and just getting a couple of more points for us. But yellow flags in Sector 1. What's happened? Oh, Latifi, the GOAT. He's locked up in his home race, and he's straight on at Montreal there, and then has a bit of a reset moment, but no safety car or anything like that. And Hamilton is knocking. Oh, my God. Oh my God, is he going to overtake us? We're on neutral now because we're kind of just trying to settle into a pattern here. But with DRS, can we overtake mode and kind of counteract that a bit?
Overtake.
Doesn't even deploy that much. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Come on, re-get him. DRS open. Hamilton No DRS. Where's he going to move? On the right-hand side, fires past him into turn 1. Back ahead. That's what you love to see. We're genuinely fighting Hamilton here for P2. This is exquisite. This is unbelievable. Meanwhile, with Joe... Oh, what's happened to him? Oh, no. Wait, what happened? Is his... Oh, no, it's just his pit window's open, is it? Yeah, his pit window's opening. He's been overtaken by Alonso. Ocon's pit. I'm actually curious what Ocon's going on. What tyre is he putting on? Hard. So he's going to the end then. Maybe. So I don't know. I thought maybe some people are doing 2 stops, but if not, is it... I don't think we have enough pace to warrant Joe on the 2 unless other people are really going to struggle on those hards. Let's see about Ocon's lap times. And Magnusson's crashed into turn 1. Wait, I missed that. I missed the replay. Magnusson's crashed at turn 1 apparently. I mean, he looks pretty fine right now. And now Bottas is fighting. Oh, what the hell? Gasly's just overtaken. What? Russell's pit, Verstappen's pit. What are they coming on to? Hards. Russell. Hards. They're all doing a 1 stop from softs. Gasly's just overtaken us. I'm bewildered by that. I don't know what's going on there. So Hamilton overtook us. That's fine. I thought we'd re-overtake him, but we didn't. And then somehow Gasly closed up enough just to get us, basically. So we need to get Bottas past Gasly here. We'll use overtake mode. Let's attack a little bit. Let's go aggressive because we've got a bit of tyre wear to play around with, I think. I mean, not compared to our rivals, but just in general, yeah, maybe a little bit. So we'll get past him now. Come on. Go neutral here on the exit. That's fine. We're past. That's cool. We'll speed this up and we'll just stay ahead with DRS. Yeah, okay, cool. Right. Now let's push on and try and chase after Hamilton. We're back within 1 second. That's good. That's what we need. Leclerc's now on the back of Gasly, so that's quite an important overtake maybe for Leclerc if he makes it. We've got DRS open to try and chase after Hamilton, but Gasly's a bit closer to us than we are to Lewis, and we're having to defend a little bit there from him. But maybe on the second straight, we're still in overtake mode, so he'll use a bit of battery here on the exit. Here we go. DRS open, move to the right, and make the move stick. Come on, mate. Harvest. Gasly's right up the chuff. It's very close between us 4 and the medium tire runner camp, basically. The others all on hards. They're in a different race, basically. And the pit window's open for Joe. He's in P5 right now. I say we continue. Oh, yellow flags in Sector 3. What's that for? What is that for? What is that for? Several cars. Oh, it's a McLaren. Oh, my God. Rear wings off for Lando Norris. What on earth's happened there? Stroll with a penalty. Is there going to be a replay? Yes. Definitely pit from here onto hards. Yes, please. This is a free pit stop for all of us. Pit, hards, yes. Conflict strategy. Pit onto hards, man. Let's look at a replay, though. What happened?
Here's the replay.
Stroll looking to make a move on the McLaren of Lando Norris there. And does he just lock up and get it wrong? Yes, it's a monumental crash for Lando Norris and Stroll. Stroll rear ends Lando. And the McLaren is in the wall then. And with the impact, no rear wing. Stroll's in the race still, but no front wing. And the full course safety car is out. And we're going to pit underneath it for a free pit stop. And we just overtook Hamilton. So we'll get track position maybe. Here we come into the pit. Surely everyone follows us in. Yep, Hamilton, Gasly, Leclerc's in. We're going to come in. There's Verstappen. Where's he going to filter out in all of this? Good pit stop for Bottas. Come on. Oh, did Hamilton jump us? Where's Hamilton? Where's Hamilton? Oh, Hamilton's jumped us. Ah, that was such a slow pit stop. Ah, Lewis and Leclerc got us. But Lewis ends up leading Verstappen. Leclerc's now 3rd. We're in 4th. Where's Joe and all that? P9 comes out in P9. Behind sights. Okay, the pit crew let us down there a little bit. Okay, here we go. Lewis Hamilton leads this Canadian Grand Prix. Verstappen was your dominant race leader. He now's got to do some overtaking, and he's got one of his rivals now all of a sudden behind him in P3. Sainz has been caught out on all of this in P8. We need to be ready to go, because here we are in P4. I felt like we should have been P1, but such a bad pit stop. And I guess because obviously the Merc and Ferrari pit boxes are behind us, so they must have just jumped us. We got held in the pit stop, so that's why we're so poor there. But we're going to be raring to go on this restart with attack mode, pushing everything to try and do well on this restart. Come on, here we go on the restart. Can we do anything? Verstappen, will he make a move on Hamilton for P1? Doesn't look likely. And we do not make a move on Leclerc. Does Joe make anything? No. Okay, in that case, let's settle down. Standard. Let's conserve fuel. Let's just chill out for a little bit. Perez is right on the back of us. This is not what I wanted. I wanted us to be fighting the Mercs, but instead, we're looking behind on Perez, who's gaining a lot there and probably will overtake us because I need to be careful here. We're on neutral on the ERS. I don't want to overuse it. I wanted to try and use it to get close to the Ferraris, and we could still do that because Verstappen is finding it difficult to get past Lewis, I must say. So let's see. Perez, ooh, he's lurking. Right, overtake mode. Let's go. Push on fuel. Let's go attack mode. Let's push the tyres a bit. Let's try and close up a tad, if we can. Meanwhile, Joe, I'm kind of leaving Joe to his own devices because he's ahead of the Alpines. I just want him to do some kind of, just some good work to keep up with science, not pushing the ERS too much. Even fuel, I don't want to push too much, whereas Bottas kind of micromanaging this as we go on through this race because, well, we've just got a very tight fight and Verstappen's unable to get Lewis, but now DRS is enabled. That's going to make things very spicy. Right, this is the first lap with DRS. I think Verstappen's going to be flying past Hamilton here. What can Leclerc do? There's the view from Leclerc's view. Verstappen through, Leclerc's there, we're there, and Perez is actually being attacked maybe by Gasly a little bit. I don't know why he was pulling out on the inside line, but that's compromised his line. And Lewis has been compromised a lot there to the point where Leclerc goes through. So now it's Verstappen, Leclerc. Once again, status quo has been resumed. 1-2 there for those two. Now are we free to attack Lewis for another podium maybe this season with Valtteri? Meanwhile with Joe, he's fighting Alonso, and Alonso nearly got him, so we're maybe going to have to tell him to push a bit. Try and get away if we can. Right, DRS aided, using a bit of fuel here. Can we pull out to make a move on Hamilton? On the inside. Oh my god! What a dive bomb from Bottas! What a dive bomb! Where's Lewis? There he is! Oh my god, what an overtake for him. And now we get front view seats in Leclerc versus Verstappen. This is insane racing here. We're watching Leclerc on the inside of turn 2. We've set a fast lap of the Grand Prix. And now we're going for the move on the Red Bull. What is going on? Our flying fin is coming alive. Let's go neutral though on the ERS. Let's not take the piss a little bit. But pushing on fuel. And we may as well go attack a little bit. Let's see what we can do there. But we're up into P2 now all of a sudden. And the man who I thought would dominate this one is P3. And Perez has got Hamilton. Hamilton's down to P5. Right, we're not even half distance yet. And so much has happened. I'm looking back at Verstappen. Neutral here. DRS will open. There we go. This is what we need. Harvest mode even. Harvest mode whilst with DRS open. Let's just harvest DRS behind Leclerc. Right behind. Good. And then neutral, push. DRS open again, neutral ERS, pushing on fuel. And will he make an overtake? No, but we are keeping ahead of Verstappen. Oh my, Verstappen. Very close, very, very close from Verstappen there. Meanwhile, Joe's in a big fight with the Alpines. He's just been overtaken by both Alpines. Oh, it's tough to micromanage Bottas and Joe at the same time. It is tough. Overtake mode for Joe. Can we get past the Alpines? Meanwhile, with Bottas, here he is in P1. Harvest here. Joe, I've set him on overtake mode. Let's go harvest for now. You can push Bottas and fuel here quite a bit. Let's go neutral and push it on fuel. Let's see what that does for us. Meanwhile, with Joe, overtake mode and attack. Let's get these Alpines. Meanwhile, with Bottas, oh, it's a pretty poor exit. It's a really poor exit for Bottas there. And we're actually closer to Verstappen than we are to Leclerc as we stay ahead in P2. Joe. Oh, he's watching a really good fight with the two Alpines. They swap positions. And Joe with a very good move, nearly. And oh, Bottas is into the lead. What? Oh my god, I missed it. I missed it. No, I was watching Joe. We missed it. Please show us a replay. Please, game. Please. Please. I want to see a replay of that. Oh, we're into the lead. Oh, wow. Here we go. Here we go. We were defending Verstappen, but then with DRS, get in there. P1 ahead of Leclerc. This is insane. I don't know if we can keep this up all race, but I will try my hardest, guys. I will try my hardest. This is absolutely biblical. All right, Leclerc comes back at us, of course, but we're on harvest right now. And he stays behind whilst we're on harvest. That's good. Now we'll go neutral. He might dive down the inside. No, he won't. And then we'll go defend. And pushing on fuel. and aggressive. Let's go. Defensive ERS again on the main straight. We're using a lot of it. We're pretty much using all our ERS there. We dumped it to try and stay ahead in P1. And Leclerc is round. Leclerc is round. He's on our inside. We don't have much ERS to play around with. And he might just get us. Perez is overtaking Verstappen, though. That's quite important because Perez... Well, I know. We fought Perez before with Bottas, and we've been quite successful. So that's quite important for our race. Meanwhile, with Joe, he's struggling. He's struggling to now keep pace with the Alpines on the same set of tyres. Bottas again pulling out for the move. Maybe on the inside. Let's go on board. Ooh, it's so close. Where's Perez in all this? Oh, he's not actually that close to us. Can we make a move? Go on, Bottas. On the outside. Oh, Perez might make it. A double overtake. Oh, what an onboard to stay on with. As he overtakes Bottas, though. That's not great for us. Can we defend? Please, say we can defend. Yes, good. Good defense. Good defense. We've still got the fast lap of the Grand Prix here with Bottas. That's crazy. And now, oh, Joe got overtaken by Magnussen. You really kidding me? Come on. Come on. No. Oh, Joe. He's getting swarmed a bit now. When he's on the same set of tyres, Joe is not liking it. Here he goes again. Here he goes again. Can we make a move on the outside? Big dive, Bottas. Go on. Go on, son. Go on. Oh, in the inside. Yes. Yes. Side by side on the exit. Come on, mate. You can do this. Keep your foot in. No. Gonna have to be P2. But we are staying with Leclerc. We're saving a lot of fuel actually here, so we're overusing the fuel behind Perez. And then with Joe, what happened to see you later? Did he just say see you later to Tsunoda overtaking him? That must have been it. God, what's happening with him? We have got two very different races. And it's not like I'm even mismanaging Joe, because I am staying on, I'm staying on neutral to just let him do his thing.
Copy.
I'm pushing on fuel when we can. Kind of the same with Bottas, aggressive on the tyres, but he's just getting swarmed a bit on the same compound of tyre. And Bottas, even though he's on harvest, DRS open means he gets past the Ferrari. The Ferrari comes back at him though in the last corner. We're going to remain on harvest though and pull away. That's what you want. That's ideal. We're in harvest mode and he's pulled away. And we've just seen Perez overtake Leclerc.
Alfa Romeo
Swapping left, right, and centre this race is. It really is. And Verstappen's coming through as well. No, 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 no. It's a 1-2 for Red Bull, maybe. On the outside, keep your foot in, mate. Keep your foot in. Please, please. No, we're down to P3. Down to P3. Okay, we go again. Perez leads. Verstappen second now. We're third again. Leclerc's on behind. We're really just swapping positions. Left, right, left, right. There's the overtake. Perez got Bottas already off the final corner there. I was just trying to harvest, and I knew anyway with DRS they're going to get us, because when you're P1 in the DRS zone, you're going to get mobbed completely. But can we stick with Verstappen and re-overtake him, maybe, I hope. Right, Verstappen's going for a move on Perez. This might be our chance to get Perez back. Come on. Gain a lot of time there. The two Red Bulls side by side into team battling for the win and second place. But now with Bottas, can we push through on the inside? Come on, Valtteri. You know you want to make the dive. Make the dive. No, mate. No, we needed the dive there, mate. We needed the dive. Joe, meanwhile, with overtake mode, can't get past the Haas here of Magnussen and Tsunoda. P11 and 12. I mean, that's Tsunoda. That's Alonso. I think the points are already kind of out the window here with Joe a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Two Red Bulls side by side. Bottas coming in with DRS. No action, though. Apart from Leclerc. Oh, no. Oh, Bottas. What happened there, mate? You just let Leclerc through.
Red.
You just waved him by, mate. Right, Perez versus Verstappen for the third time. Perez pulling out. We can see that from Leclerc's on board. We've got DRS. We're gaining a bit on Leclerc, but not much. These two have swapped. Verstappen is now second. Perez leads. Leclerc could get in amongst it. We're hoping to do the same, but we gain. We gain. Can we make that move on the inside? Bottas goes for it. Yes, come on. Re-get the Ferrari. Come on, please. Ah, oh, not quite. Harvest. And now Valtteri feels the pressure from Hamilton. We're still within DRS, though, of Leclerc. So that's the really frustrating thing, is we're staying in the mixer, but it's difficult to really make headway on them because, well, they're all so quick. They're in Red Bulls and Ferraris. Attack mode. I'm going to harvest now with DRS open. Hamilton's a way off.
Okay, Valtteri, close the gap.
Gaining. Verstappen's just passed. Perez for the lead. Leclerc third. We're still there. Going to keep on harvest here because we've got a bit of breathing room now with Hamilton there. Meanwhile, with Joe, DRS open for him. Can we attack these guys? Let's go overtake mode. Let's go. Can we get them? High fuel. You've got 5 laps of pushing. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. No, he gets held up by the Haas. Still trying to make the move on the Haas, and it's not working out for him. Oh, Joe making the move on Magnussen. Yes. Lap 44. Let's go. Double pass. Oh, come on, Joe. What a great time to cut onto him. Yes. Yes, mate. That's it. Now, let's go. Push away. You still got good fuel. Let's attack, mate. Let's get away from these guys now. What's the interval to the Alpines? 3.5. Let's get away, press on, and try and chase off those Alpines and chase after some points today, mate. Please. Meanwhile, Bottas. No man's land. We're outside. I think, are we outside DRS range? I don't know. I think is DRS going to open here? It is not. So we're outside DRS range from Leclerc. These guys are still swapping positions left, right. I'm hoping we can slowly... Yeah, we're slowly getting back into the range of DRS with Leclerc. So that's good. I'm hoping we can go again for another squabble and fight and get in the mixer here as we see Verstappen again swapping positions with Perez as the 2 Red Bulls try and work together, I guess, to stay in 1-2 ahead of Leclerc and ourselves with Bottas. And Joe... I'm trying to get him away from the AlphaTauri, but he just can't. He's been overtaken. Ah, that's frustrating. I don't know what to do with him. He doesn't have enough pace to catch the Alpines. He just doesn't. And Joe is now locked up and ran wide. He got Tsunoda, he got Magnussen, but it's a big lockup that will lose him a number of positions and a lot of time. And he's down to P15. Joe's down to P15. Oh, mate, I want it to work. I want it to work with you. I really do. I thought last episode was the turning point. Evidently not. Bottas, what are we saying? 1.8 to Perez. Leclerc's now P2. So that's his sit rep on that 49. Hamilton's in a world of his own fighting Gasly. Sainz, what a poor race for him. I thought he was going to be on fire here, but no, he's not. So I'm looking to try, if we can, the last 20 laps, try and get in the DRS range of Perez or 3rd place and get back into this fight for the podium maybe with these 3. Right, sit rep here. Verstappen leads the race on lap 57. Leclerc just set fast after the Grand Prix. It's a 1-2 for Red Bull, but Leclerc is trying to break this. Meanwhile, you can evidently see 6.3 to Bottas. We wanted to fight the big boys, but we're not there. This is the pace difference between us and Red Bull and Ferrari right now. 5.8 seconds off. Just doing our own thing in P4. But we are 5.5 ahead of Russell, who is ahead of Gasly, and Hamilton's fallen down to P7. Sainz there. That's good. That's good for us. And Joe is up into P11, having just overtaken Tsunoda. I've left him onto his own devices, and in his own devices, he's got back ahead of one of the people he lost a position to with that lockup. We had, what was it? I think Ocon. Ocon had to pit again, so he gained another free position there, and then Schumacher locked up. So all of a sudden, Joe is now 1.2 seconds off points. So it's going to be some kind of mini recovery almost for Joe with that mistake he made. I'm hoping he can get K-Mag and just get that 1 point, just to help a little bit out. For Bottas, I'm seeing this through to the end, hopefully, with P4. It's just a question of what's going to happen here. Is Perez going to get Verstappen for this race win, or Verstappen get the crucial win he needs to get, some very, very valuable points ahead of Leclerc and Sainz for the championship? And there goes Joe on Magnussen late into the race. So like Baku, just leaving Joe to his own devices, working out wonders as he gets into P10. Perez, oh, he's gone for it. Perez overtakes Verstappen. P1, 10 laps to go. Verstappen down to P2 now, just ahead of Leclerc. It's a good overtake. DRS on the outside of turn 1, on the inside of turn 1 rather, to the outside of turn 2. Back into the lead now, Perez. Not for the first time. They've been swapping hammer and tong, and this will just keep on running, I guess, for the next 10 laps. Oh, my, the 2 Red Bulls are side by side. Verstappen trying to get the place back. Both not without DRS, and that means enter Leclerc maybe. Oof. 2 10s covers the top 3. That's ridiculous. Oh, Bottas locked up. Oh, no! Bottas locked up as Leclerc leads this race on whatever lap it is, lap 67. Oh, no. It was going fine. I was just fast forwarding through everything. I thought, I may as well look at the leaders. Leclerc leads. Perez P2. Bottas is just locked up. What's happened there, mate? What's happened there? Get going, get going. Where's Hamilton? No! Lewis is there, and Bottas has stopped. He's out. Is he out? What's happened? What's happened with him? No, he's got going. He's got damage. No, no, no. Is it it's minor? He can continue on. He'll continue on. But, oh, the tyres are shot now as well, a bit as well. Oh, what happened here? I wasn't even pushing Bottas. He was on aggressive, I think. Standard fuel, neutral ERS, and he just locked up badly and hit the wall. That's so frustrating. This race has gone from 0 to 100 to 0. Well, no. This race went from 0 to 100 at the start with all that battling at the front to about 70%. And now it's gone to 0. Bottas P8, Joe P10. So frustrating. And Joe might lose P10 to Magnussen here. You never know. Oh my god. Yellow flags though. What's happened? Someone else is locked up. Who is it? Leclerc. Sorry, by the way, on the P1. Bottas. Schumacher's locked up. Perez is P1 now. Leclerc 2. Verstappen 3rd. All to play for in these last 2 laps of this Grand Prix because Verstappen pulls out to try and make the move. Leclerc's going to get caught up maybe behind Perez. Yes, he will. Verstappen goes for it. Oh, Verstappen. Oh, it's 3 wide there momentarily. That was. And Verstappen with the double overtake onto the second last lap of the Grand Prix. Verstappen is going to do this maybe, but Leclerc is going to fight this so hard. Ferrari v Red Bull, 2 big rivals. And Verstappen gets into P1 with a double overtake, basically. This is it. Onto the last lap of the Grand Prix. Can Leclerc do this? Where is Perez? Perez is nowhere to be seen. And Leclerc will fly past Max Verstappen as they enter the last lap of this Canadian Grand Prix. Can Max come back at Leclerc? Doesn't look like it on this straight. No, he's harvesting, it would seem. And he's been overtaken by Perez. Verstappen must have used all his ERS to try and defend that. And instead now, Perez will get up into P2. This is amazing. Leclerc into the last lap, overtook for P1. It's been Red Bull all race. It's been a Red Bull 1-2, swapping left, right, all race. But under their noses, he's stolen the P1 onto the last lap. His rival, Max Verstappen in P3, needs to get Perez here on the last lap just to limit the damage to get the P2, but can he do it? I don't think so. Perez may even close up to Leclerc. There's lapped cars ahead. What's going to happen? Onto the final corner. Verstappen's nowhere near. Perez right up the chuff of Leclerc. Can he do this? DRS opens. Sergio Perez. Oh my god! On the line! Checo has stolen the Canadian Grand Prix race win! Oh my god! What a race ending! I can't believe it! Perez got P1 on the line!
Let's see what happened there.
Oh my days! Across the line with DRS! He got it! That's unbelievable! That's actually unbelievable! Meanwhile for us, it's a real depressing day in the office. Bottas was running P4 in no man's land. I wasn't even pushing him, and he makes a big error and costs us the P4 down to P8. Joe will just about finish in P10 for a double points finish, but Mercedes are going to get good points on us today. That's frustrating. That's very, very frustrating.
This is a decent enough result here from Valtteri Bottas. Not a bad run from Alfa Romeo this weekend, but before the next race, I think they'll want to take a good look at what they can improve.
Yep, plenty for them to think about and strategize, and certainly a good enough result for now.
And after this result, the team is 4th in the Constructors' stand.
Perez with the win. Gasly fastest lap, surprising there. And so it means in the Drivers' Championship, Leclerc, though, with the 2nd place ahead of Verstappen, gains 6 points on Verstappen. Sainz falls down to 3rd. He was in P1 going into this race, and he's now in P3 because of that shocking race from him. Bottas only narrowly ahead of Perez now. With that win, he jumps up to 92 points versus our 95. So Perez on our heels. Joe moves down 2 positions with that 1-point finish. And that means, well, Merck gain a lot. 20 points. They've gained 15 points on us. We have outscored Alpine at least. But look at AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri outscored us. So could AlphaTauri make a charge to be at least P5 then? So you got two battles between Ferrari Red Bull, Merc Alfa Romeo, Alpine Alpha Tauri. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And now the design of our sideboard has been completed as we end out the episode. Guys, if you have enjoyed it, hit that like button. Let me know your thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, then do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.